Hey guys, Ryan Fowler here with the lovely Teresa Kuhn, MindChrysalis Live. We have a great show for you today. Teresa, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ryan. Happy, as always, to be here.
Thank you, Teresa. So I don't know if this is a show designed to get big viewers, but this is a show. I mean, none of my shows really are. They're designed to be helpful. This is a show designed to be especially helpful, especially for people who struggle through the holidays, which is probably most people. So we're going to actually go into some helpful techniques today, and we're going to talk about how the holidays are actually an opportunity, because they're the worse the holidays are for you, ironically and paradoxically, the better you're able to heal. So we're going to go into that. We know what it's like to have very uncomfortable holiday experiences. Either you're not there with anyone and you're lonely, you're bitter about having to be with someone, resentful, getting triggered by family members. Hey, they were there in your childhood, and so they're going to keep doing the things that gave you childhood trauma, if you have any of that. And a lot of people here are like, oh, I don't have childhood trauma. Well, if you feel crappy during the holidays, you probably do. But Teresa, what are your thoughts on this? Like, how do you think people get triggered during the holidays? How does that apply to you? P-Dubs, welcome to the show. But how do you think that applies? Why do you think people get triggered in the holidays, Teresa?
How? There's so much to that answer, Ryan, but I'll keep it really short.
The floor is yours for 20 minutes.
There's so the holidays are times to reconnect with family and friends, old family and friends. Mm-hmm. And there are patterns from our family and friends that may not serve us today, and remind us, as they come up, of why they don't serve us today. It brings up all sorts of unhealed patterns, unhealed trauma, unhealed stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of cultural programming around the holidays. There's a lot of programming around, of course, it's about family and friends and love and presents. And
you're supposed to be happy, right?
You're supposed to be happy, and you're going to get all your wishes come true under the Christmas tree with Santa. There's a lot of commercialism, a lot of people spending a lot of money, a lot of people eating like crap, a lot of people drinking and doing drugs.
A lot of people pretending to be happy, and then you're like, why am I not happy? For some people.
Social media, they're saying all these people taking these fabulous vacations and just always happy. So, Ryan, I don't know. That's a really short list. How do I do?
Yeah, tell us more about the cult of culture. How does that play out in the holidays?
It's programming. Just the cult is all about programming, and it's done through music. It's done through TV and internet and social media and all of that. It's all programming. And so we are constantly comparing ourselves to the messages that are being sent to us, right?
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of opportunity for triggers. And I actually love the opportunities for triggers.
What's that?
I love the opportunities for triggers. Not in the moment when I'm being triggered, but I love the opportunities.
Yeah, so we're absolutely going to dive into that. But just maybe real quick, why do you love the opportunity for triggers? Or why do you love triggers? You don't like them in the moment, they suck, but why is that a good thing, you said?
Well, conceptually, when you think about what a trigger is, right? I believe, I come from the school of thought that no one can really trigger us, right? People can present, and people and culture and social media and all of that, the programming can present opportunities that inside of us, right, show up unhealed parts of ourselves. If you said to me, and I'm going to
they can't trigger us if a wound isn't already there, right?
If a wound's not there.
Yeah.
So if you said to me, I don't even know what you could say to me that might trigger me, but or might not trigger me as well. I don't know. Teresa, you're the heaviest girl in Austin. Like, you know, you're just so heavy. And like, you can't trigger me. Like, it's not going to do anything to me. But
well,
if
you know, it's not true. Yeah.
If you said, you know, you just had a birthday and you're getting older and, you know, I don't know, the dating pool has just gotten really small and you better hurry up and find somebody because, you know, you're just getting really old.
Yeah.
Well, there's a truth there that might bring up some emotions, but it's not you that's triggered me. It's something inside of me that brought up thoughts, sensations, feelings, emotions. And I get to now say, I get that. What's beneath that? Why am I having these thoughts, sensations, and emotions? And I get to heal that.
Yeah, here's an analogy I have. I kind of had a real bad muscle cramp in my leg. I just got back from the beach. I was at the beach when we were body surfing and all that fun stuff. And so went into the doctor. Doctor looked at it, and the doctor's like, "Does it hurt here? Does it hurt here?" And she's probing the muscle for where the pain is. Well, that's what a trigger is it hits you in a spot where you already have an internal wound. And it's like, oh, geez, that really hurts. It hurts there when you hit that. Really what the doctor's doing is they're diagnosing what is your wound, where is it, you know? And when people trigger us, you know, she's pushing in these other parts of the leg, it doesn't hurt at all. So it's like people are doing crap and you're like, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. You know, you call me stupid. Haha, I know I'm smart. So whatever, you're just joking. You know, that was dumb that you even said that because obviously it's not true and you just don't care. But when they hit that one spot where there's a wound in you, they touch on that part of your body, you're like, ah, and then you have an emotional reaction. That's a trigger. It's evidence of a wound that's already there. So the reason,
I love that analogy, by the way.
And why are doctors probing your body for the painful spot? Where they're like, how's it feel here? How's it feel here? How's it feel here? And then they find the painful spot. Why are they doing that?
That is an amazing analogy.
Well, they're doing it to diagnose what's wrong. Where's the wound, right?
Yeah.
They got to figure out what's going on first. You know, they have, oh, okay, you're feeling, you know, I had diverticulitis, like an infection in my small intestine. He's poking around. Does it hurt here? Does it hurt? Okay, it hurts here. Oh, yeah. You have diverticulitis, or, you know, let's give you penicillin for 10 days, and it was gone. You know, but he was making sure, okay, is it a problem with his appendix, or is it something else? No, he found out where it was, now could diagnose, and then could heal it. To me, that's where the holidays are useful. Because all these people are poking at us, or they're not even poking at you. You can feel bad because no one's there, right? You can feel bad because you're like, man, everyone else is with friends and family, and here I am alone. I'm staying, like I said, I just got back from vacation. I had fun. I was with a really nice friend. We had a great time. I'm spending Christmas alone. I'm down in Costa Rica. I know the terror. And, you know, I'm in Costa Rica for 6 months. Then I go back to Mexico where I have friends. And I do have like a couple friends here, but I've only been here 6 months and my dog didn't come with me. Unfortunately, that's the part that sucks the most. I really don't feel getting triggered, but I absolutely have had times in the past with family or without feeling horrible during the holidays, like dreading going home to see my parents. Yeah, just or maybe just anxious about it, maybe bitter. I have had times I've spent Christmas alone, especially, and I'm not saying I've cleared all my trauma. I've definitely cleared most by far. I'm not triggered anymore because the wound has been healed, but I used to be triggered. I used to remember we would have these family reunions where I would get upset and resentful. I remember one Christmas, we were at the dinner table, and my mom, who's like total super manipulator, controlling the whole thing. she's like, okay, pass the butter. Now pass the butter to Jared, pass the butter to Jason. Jason, pass the butter to Ryan. Hey, can you pass this? Can you pass this? She's like trying to orchestrate all of our dinners like we're all puppets and she's a marionette, right? And before I healed my trauma, I remember her saying, do you want a dinner roll? And I said, no. And then like 30 seconds later, are you sure you don't want a dinner roll? And I'm like, no. She triggered the hell out of me because I'm like, stop controlling me. But the only reason I was like that, and I lost my shit. And then she's like, oh, goodness. Of course, she's not taking any responsibility of the fact where it's like, leave everyone the fuck alone, Mom. Leave everyone the fuck alone, But, so, hey, Evans, welcome to the show. We're talking about holiday trauma. So,
that is so
that
funny.
is all she did. And you think, well, she's just asking you if you want to roll. But the thing is like the whole night she'd been picking at everyone like that. Do this, do that, do that. Are you sure you don't want to do this? When she says, are you sure you don't want to do this? That's mom speak for you better do this or I'll bug you until you do it. So we have had our holiday drama, to be sure. What's funny is, holidays I remember another holiday. My brother wanted to get a computer. It was a pretty well-known brand back in the day. It was called Micron. And my dad was yelling at him and bullying him because he didn't want to get my dad's favorite brand of computer, which is Dell. And so, we have fights over you're getting a Micron brand computer instead of Dell. Just stupid shit like that during the holidays. But I do remember the last big reunion we had after I healed a lot of my trauma, definitely healed almost all of my family trauma, is we had a reunion. It was in Salt Lake City where I live. My parents were there. My sisters, like the whole family was there, which is rare because kids live all over. And my mom pissed off my brother. She pissed off my other brother. I think she pissed off one of my sisters. I mean, this is my mom, the narcissist, right? And she tries to piss me off, and I just don't care. I'm like the only calm person that vacation. Well, and my mom too, because she's like, doing her little. She's actually enjoying herself, getting to do what she gets to do. And everyone was like, man, everyone's pissed off but you, Ryan. Well, and mom, who's enjoying herself, enjoying pissing people off, she actually feeds on that energy. So it's because I healed my wounds. And so, guys, for our audience, and I'd love to hear any stories you have to share, Teresa. I'm going to show you later. I'm going to take 5 minutes, show you specific process for healing, and you can get the extended version on school.com on MindChrysalis-7138 free. You can get it free. I'll show you that. But I'm going to show you guys today how you can get to this point where you don't get triggered during the holidays. You don't get triggered if you're alone. You don't get triggered if you're with family members who are like doing their bullshit and maybe resentments, maybe making you sad, make you cry, lonely, bitter, whatever. How do you get to that point where it's really no big deal? It's that stuff doesn't affect you anymore. How do you get to that point? We're going to show you, because the holidays, the trigger itself is an opportunity. It sucks in the moment, but it's an opportunity to clear some stuff you may not otherwise clear and get rid of it for good. So, Teresa, I'm curious, what did you do to process and heal your trauma? You talk about the triggers. How did that play in, and can you give us an overview of kind of big picture of your healing journey? You would get triggered, and why do you say you love triggers even though you hate them in the moment? And how's that play into healing?
Well, to begin with, I mean, there's so many different paths that one can go through, and I'm the type of person that when I've got an objective and I'm trying to meet that objective, I will do 10 different things to figure out how to meet that objective. So I've done so many different things. But if somebody was to ask me today, hey, I how do I heal my triggers, in general? Number one, you've got a remarkable process for that. Number two, be an observer.
We're going to show it a little later, but yeah.
You're going to show it in a few minutes. Number two, be an observer of your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. And if your thoughts, feelings, and sensations are enmeshed, right? It's very difficult to understand what's going on. You're in the middle of that trigger. It's like being in the middle of a panic attack and not
it's like overload.
It's overload, right? And the more you're able to observe, oh, that's a thought. Oh, I'm having a feeling. I'm having sensations, right? The more you can separate those, the more you can observe exactly what's going on. And most thoughts are lies.
And most people, when they feel uncomfortable emotions, they want to find a way to stop the discomfort, and either they disconnect from the emotion, or what can I do to feel better right away? You know what I mean?
They numb. They
numb, disconnect. Yeah. Let's get drunk now.
And what you resist persists, right?
Yeah. And why does it persist?
Because it needs a place to go.
And you're not letting it out. You're keeping it in you, right?
You're not expressing it. And there's a message that feeling or sensation or thought is trying to tell you. And, I've learned my thoughts are lies, right? Those are my thoughts. And this was going back to something you had said, that you were spending Christmas alone, right? We all
spending this Christmas alone.
We all tell ourselves stories. We're story making machines. We are meaning making machines. We add meaning to every experience. Ryan, you can say on Christmas Day, oh, woe is me. I have no friends. I'm here in Costa Rica all by myself.
That's the narrative.
I must be this. I must be that. Well, if we're going to tell ourselves stories, which we are story making machines, why do we choose stories that are so destructive to our self-esteem and are really not good?
Do you want me to answer that, or do you have the answer? Because it's important. It's important we answer that.
Go ahead and answer it.
We tell ourselves these stories because that is the beliefs in us that have been there since childhood. I'm unloved, So here's how our subconscious mind works, guys. We're born into this world. We have a little instinct. Beyond that, we know nothing. As babies and children, we're like, geez, what is this place? And how do I survive here? And if you notice, humans always want an answer to something, even if that answer is wrong. Humans hate just the unknown and not understanding. We find an answer, even if the answer is wrong. Well, as babies and children, we're born in this world. We're trying to figure out how to survive in this world because we know nothing other than a little instinct. So what's my mom like? What's my dad like? What are other people like? What parts of the world are safe? What parts are dangerous? What do I need to learn to survive and thrive in this world, to navigate this world? When we're younger, things are happening to us and we draw conclusions. We form these beliefs. We interpret what everything means. And these narratives get put into our subconscious. 75% are in there by age 8. By age 14, 95% are in there. And guess what? These become subconscious programs. And the ones that are the most powerful, some are just automatic. Like, I usually fold my arms a particular way. I write left-handed. I play guitar right-handed. Just got used to doing things a certain way. The most powerful stuff are these beliefs we form, these conclusions we draw tied to emotions. The most powerful subconscious programs are beliefs tied to emotions. What happens as an adult is we go through life, our subconscious mind scanning the world around us automatically. It processes 1,000 times more per second than our conscious mind. This is neuroscience. They've measured it on fMRI machines. And anytime our subconscious detects anything in the outside world that is a match for a subconscious program in us, that narrative that's already there, it triggers the feeling and the narrative as well. But it triggers a feeling. So if you had a feeling in Christmas, no one loves me at Christmas in childhood. Like I remember a time, I remember when I was 12 years old, my parents forced me to go to Boy Scouts. I didn't really care for it at all. I didn't hate it with a passion, but I didn't really care for it either. I mean, my desire for Boy Scouts, 5 is neutral, 1 is hate, 10 is love. It's like a 4. I kind of mildly didn't like it. And I thought they were going to get me, I think it was a computer game or something I was really excited about. They instead got me a freaking backpack. A backpack to do scouting, which I didn't really like anyways. To this day, I remember such profound disappointment. Well, I guarantee you that disappointment at age 12 got lodged in my subconscious. And also I was kind of resentful at them. And so like this disappointment, and it doesn't even have to be things that happen in childhood holidays. It can happen at any time in your childhood. We form these beliefs. Oh, no one loves me. I'm lonely, whatever. And all this painful stuff, we do whatever to avoid it, right? Maybe we'll go out and make a lot of friends to compensate for we feel like we have none, but we're able to do that. We're able to put on a mask to get friends. But deep down, even now that you have these friends, you still feel like they don't really like you, for example. Well, what happens in the holidays is all this childhood stuff tends to come back because, Christmas is a time to meet with family and old connections, all this stuff. And also this message the cult were given is going to say, hey, you should be feeling this way, or you should be doing this. It's just like Instagram and everything. They show all the, look, my life's so awesome. And then you're like, well, why isn't my life awesome? Am I not good enough? So it's just this time to trigger all this trauma. Yeah. But you can heal it. So what you said, Teresa, is we don't run away from these emotions. You actually lean into and observe what is going on, because this is the first step to processing them so you can get them out of you. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
And the interesting thing is these subconscious programs, they're down there permanently until you change them. So we're going to show you the process to change them. You can't change them until you connect to them, until you get triggered. Something in the outside world matches a painful belief in you. It gets triggered. Now you're feeling it. This is an opportunity when you're connected to the trauma, which happens during the holidays, and you're feeling negative emotions for whatever reason. It's now an opportunity to process it and get it out of you permanently. And then next Christmas, not just Christmas, but throughout the year, you're going to be permanently feeling better to a degree because that program is gone. So let me ask you, like, how, I mean, I know it's kind of an open, closed question. Would you say you get less triggered during holidays now or the same? Have you been triggered in the past in holidays? And have you managed to heal that? So you observe, and then what did you do,
When I used to travel to visit my family, I'd come back sick.
Like physically sick?
Physically sick. Like I'd catch a flu or a cold or, whatever.
Wow.
So, that was every single time.
Wow.
So, I was able to show up, and whatever was going on internally that I wasn't connected to
expressed itself physically.
Traumatic. There was so much stress in my body that it had to come out somewhere. Right. And so, families of origin are the most triggering.
Because that's where the original trauma starts, like 90% of the time.
Exactly. And there are, you may have learned to set boundaries in work and in relationships and with friends, etc. But like with your mother and the dinner roll, like you may have been healed, but your mother is still going to try to get you to do what she wants to do because that's who your mother is. And when
it doesn't work on me anymore. I'm just
exactly. Because she'll are today.
Yeah, she says, like, if she says pass the butter, I'll pass it to you. If it's like, don't you want this? It's like, no, I don't like that.
That's it. You cut it
What's
off.
funny is she's not as controlling as before because she knows it doesn't work now.
With you, is she still controlling?
Me. Oh, she'll still manipulate the hell out of anyone else she can. Yeah, she focuses her manipulative energy on them. Yeah. So were you numb during the holidays and you got physically sick? What happened?
Oh gosh, for years and years and years. I don't know that I was numb. I don't know that I was disconnected. I don't know that I was. I mean, there were moments that I got triggered. I learned not to express my emotions around my family because I wasn't allowed to express emotions.
What would happen if you did?
I was made fun of. My emotions were ridiculed. They were
Oh, hey, my parents did that too.
marginalized. What do you mean you're sad? Why would you be sad? Look at how, you should be grateful. You should be, whatever, right? Like,
And that's just saying you're not good enough. Who you are, what you think, what you feel is unacceptable.
It says my feelings don't matter. And maybe my feelings
matter.
were irrational or not logical. They're feelings. They're not supposed to be logical or rational, right? And that's just an example. So I learned to express my I learned not to express my emotions, but that stress is going to come out somewhere, and it would come out in like colds, in flus, in not feeling well, being run down, being exhausted, not getting good rest, et cetera, et cetera. So really fascinating how our psyche protects us
from pain. Avoid pain.
Really amazing. It's really, really
coping mechanisms it gives us that are later maladaptive, but in the moment they work.
They worked as survival mechanisms that we now, if we haven't healed it, we continue to use in places that do not serve us and keep us small. And so
now, very good. Now we were talking, welcome to the show, everyone. Evans, P-Dubs, P-Dubs, loyal listener. Evans, welcome. Evans Claveau, welcome to the show. Before we started the show, you talked about the emotion wheel and how you would find a word that really identified the emotions. Tell us more about that and how that was helpful for you. And then we actually have a process we're getting to that I'm going to show you guys. But go ahead and talk about that, Teresa.
Yes, I'll show the emotion wheel, and then I'm going to have to jump. So
okay.
Have it all.
Yeah, you'll jump, and then I'll spend 5-10 minutes showing you a specific process and why the holidays are so great for supercharging this process, making it more powerful. So go ahead.
And that process is amazing, right? It is absolutely amazing. But if you've never Googled emotion wheels or checked out emotion wheels, it's amazing our lack of emotional intelligence in our society, in our culture, right?
Yeah.
There are words like grief and anger and sadness and joy that are really categories of emotions. And if you Google emotion wheels, you can find that there are so many underlying emotions under these categories.
Like grief is really kind of a broad description.
Very broad.
You can much more accurately describe that emotion. It really is a category of emotions, not
it's
just
a category. Yeah. So if I'm feeling grief, right? If I'm feeling sadness, I can go to the emotion wheel and look under grief, and there's going to be 30 different words that could describe grief. And there might be several words there that more accurately describe what I'm feeling, what my emotion is. And once there's that connection, language is so powerful. Just connecting with those words, right? What would be some words for grief? Despondent.
Devastated. Overwhelmed. Loss. Sense of loss.
So
permanent loss.
Let's use devastation for a moment. Maybe I'm feeling grief, but it's so profound. The grief is so deep. And then I see the word devastation. I can say, gosh, I relate to that word devastated. Like that's what I'm feeling. I am feeling devastation. Just by relating to that word and giving that thought a witness with that word, or giving the feeling a witness with that word, can be so healing.
Connecting one with the other.
Yes.
Because now instead of suppressing, you are processing the emotion.
And you're witnessing the emotion. You're
honoring it.
You're honoring it. You're saying
like, this matters. There is a reason I feel this way.
So powerful.
It's not just I shouldn't feel this way. It's there is a reason I feel this way, a good reason.
Yes.
Instead of suppressing, you're processing. Anything else? Do you just have a couple minutes, or how much time you have?
I do have to run, but
Okay.
I will say two things.
I got some stuff for you guys. Don't worry. Go ahead.
As a Christmas present, right? I think everyone here should give themselves, even you and I, Ryan, who've done a lot of this work, we should give ourselves a Christmas present of going through your process again, because there's always stuff that's going to come out, right?
Yeah.
That process is so powerful. And I would also Google emotion wheels and do a little deep dive, 5-10 minutes into how many emotions are out there. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, very good. So,
And I'm very grateful for you. Merry Christmas, Ryan. If
Merry
you get
Christmas to
devastated
you.
from being lonely, reach out.
Happy New Year. Your check's in the mail. All that stuff. All right. Well, hey, have a great Christmas, Happy New Year, Hanukkah, everything else.
Right.
I'm sure we'll talk before the new year, but
No
you got to go. So that's Teresa signing off. Guys, stay here because now we're going to start diving into some deep stuff. Mike is a member of MindChrysalis. I don't know if P-Dubs or Evans you are, but I'm going to show you some stuff from MindChrysalis because we just had 2 really good posts by Teresa. Let me show you. We have some posts to kind of illustrate. Let me answer your question first, Evans. Is meditation, self-hypnosis, and daily introspection the best tools to master your emotions? Short answer is, for most applications, yes. Some people, I would say minority of people, find EMDR or certain types of psychedelics to be more helpful. You may want to do all. Meditation is really, hey, observing what's there. And it is that kind of observation and even understanding that your emotions don't define you. Meditation is more observation. Self-hypnosis is more surgery. It's going in, finding the bad subconscious programs and getting them out, just gone. So meditation as a daily practice to help you be more present, more in flow state when you're not in meditation, with your day-to-day, and also stress relief, regulation of stress, etc. Yoga as well, same thing. In some ways, similar benefits between yoga and meditation, what it does for your mind. Self-hypnosis is surgery. Find these bad things that are permanently lodged, these traumas that won't heal just by over time, and getting rid of them. It's really self-hypnosis is kind of like a very directed, focused, deep meditation. So, but yeah, they're not the only tool. Even cognitive behavioral therapy has its place. It's just overall much less effective at what we're talking about resolving than these other methodologies, And some work better for some people and some work better for others. 80% of the people come to me, hypnosis is probably the number one tool to fix them or just to help them feel, better, more confident, less doubt, less resentment, less bad, more good, 15% of the people hypnosis is, I say I have a 95% success rate. I don't know if the number's 92 or 96 or 7, but it's absolutely more than 90%. So what I've noticed, having done, 600-700 sessions for people now or different clients, what I've noticed is 80% of people, it's probably the best tool because the results are so dramatic. The other 15%, it's like moderately helpful. It definitely permanently helps them. And they're happy for it, and they're money well spent. But and then 5%, very little or no benefit. So, and those people might do EMDR or the 5% or the 15%, and might do psychedelics or something else and find that more helpful. You may find hypnosis massively helpful, and then you do psychedelics or meditation, whatever, and it helps you in a way the hypnosis doesn't. So I say try it all out. Even with CBT, same thing. It has its place, although in my opinion, my non-professional, non-giving medical advice opinion, CBT is the least effective. Yeah. So listen, man, I'm a truth seeker. We should all be truth seekers, and don't get too stuck on any one thing. When people do a session with me, I go over self-talk. I go over some cognitive behavioral processes or mental models or whatever. In addition to the hypnosis, as a coach, because I'm not a psychologist or medical professional. So open-minded, other forms of therapy. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay, so here's the thing, though. If you guys don't try this out, you're really missing out. And listen, when you get triggered during the holidays, you're connecting to these bad emotions. It's using the holidays to heal. It means when you're feeling this bad crap, you have an opportunity to process it, which is, depending on how you process, you can get it away forever. You can get this out of you forever so that in future holidays or even during the year where you would normally be triggered by stuff, you feel like a failure because you messed up a project, a girl rejected you, a guy rejected you, a friend rejected you, tried to hit it off with a stranger, you're doing sales and you got rejected. Now you feel bad from any sort of rejection. You're going to get to the point where that happens. You're like, I feel okay. You literally don't feel like you used to. But the first step is to connect to the crap that is in you. And let me show you just real quick here. I'm going to show you guys the actual process. I'm doing like a very, very, very condensed overview here. But first, here's the MindChrysalis community. This actually, and I'm not showing this just to plug the community, which is free, by the way, but to actually show you, look, these are some of our most recent quotes. Here's this guy's quoting Carl Jung, the father of modern psychoanalysis. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct you your life and you'll call it fate. Carl Jung. The recordings and hypnosis unlock something in me. Don't really know how to explain it. Look at this. This is what's happening when people are using this process. It's just a feeling of knowing. Anyone have a scene? This guy's brand new to this. He's like, what's going on? And this guy, Frank, who's also in the community, he's like, similar here. I've been trying to unresolve something all my life. He's been trying to do this all of his life. And now he's getting better. He did do a live session. Guys, a live session with me, you get the biggest, rapidest improvement, but the free stuff can be very powerful too. He had suppressed masculine energy. Let it out. Doing way better. And that's not just this guy. Look. His first one, he's like, wow. What happens when you process emotion? Cried for half of it. Not everyone does that. He did my self-hypnosis. Regardless, he feels better. He's going to continue to do this process. A lot of people say that they feel lighter. I have salespeople who triple their sales after doing this, clearing that internal junk, because then they just they start to get authentic confidence. They start to accept who they are. Look at this here. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to freaking cry when he says this. Thank you for his community existing with fantastic people, experts. Self-hypnosis has been, this is free. This is the free stuff, guys. This is the free stuff they're talking about. Hypnosis with meditation. I have guided meditations in my full program, the paid program. It's allowing them to gain a deeper insight, peel the layers back, started, you can read it here, like he's a child when you struggle. Let's keep changing and getting better. He's getting better. He's feeling better. This is helping people. There's more of these on here. So what do they do? What is going on to get these improvements? Now we kind of, hey, Brent, man, welcome to the program. My good friend, Brent. Now Brent's actually certified hypnotist. His plan is, our plan is later on, he's going to get more integrated into what we're doing. He's a very good friend of mine. Brent has gone through this process. He went from the point of couldn't hold down a job, couldn't keep it for long, to now he's earning 6 figures, no girlfriend, to girlfriend, success with women, all of that. Totally changed his world, let go of all of his resentment. He had a lot of anger, let it all go. He had a massive fear of failure, let that go, got his master mechanic, passed 8 tests. Previously, 6 years, he couldn't pass a single one. Did 2 sessions, and he passed all 8, and now his income's probably triple what it used to be. And so so that's my friend Brent right there. You can watch his testimony on the videos section of YouTube. But all right, I know you guys want to get to like the actual good stuff. Like, okay, how do we do this? So here's how you get started, guys. Let me show you the overall like condensed quick process. We call this the descriptive word list, or commonly used terms. And now the thing is on MindChrysalis, there is a complete training video. It's a 75-minute training video explaining how to use this in detail. When you get triggered during the holidays, what I want you guys to do is when you get triggered, as soon as you can, find some private time, pull this up. You join MindChrysalis. Here, I'll show you guys. I'm going to show you how to heal during the holidays. Maybe I'm not a guy who does stuff just to get clicks and views. I'm here to change the freaking world. So let me show you real quick. This is how you get, I'm going to show you, some stuff, but this is how you get the full free program. You go here, school.com, MindChrysalis 7138. You guys, it's under my name. There's also a link in the description to join. You join, you submit, we approve it usually that day, and then go to classroom right here. Boom. Subconscious Optimization 101. Whole thing's free right here. Watch this training video. This one is great. It's on belief systems. This is the actual training. And then you download the worksheet and the descriptive word list, which I'm showing you right now. And there's going to be a self-hypnosis audio. This is fourth down that you listen to do the actual healing. By the way, there's also an ebook that explains how your subconscious mind works, why it keeps you stuck. And then your next steps. You want to book a session with me, get the paid program, great. But this is still very, very, very powerful stuff. It's just not the full program. So that is going to be where to get this stuff. Now let me show you the stuff, and I'll actually show you what we do. When you get triggered, once you find some private time, go through this and highlight all the words that resonate with you as to what you felt. Maybe it just resonates with you, period. That's fine. If it doesn't feel right, you don't highlight just whatever resonates as true. Do not be logical. Just what do you feel? What do you feel? What resonates is true? Highlight it. Maybe you highlight 3 words in the whole thing. Maybe you highlight like half of all of these, in which case you have a lot of trauma. But you're going to highlight this, and then every word you highlighted. Now, don't do more than 10 in one setting. So once you highlight 10 words, you're ready to do the next phase. And you're going to go to this guy here. Oops. Here we go. The Diet of the 5 worksheet. This is all on MindChrysalis, the free part. If you feel not good enough, loser, you feel failure. Let's say you highlighted these. Those are 3 of the descriptive words. Also creepy, socially awkward, angry at yourself. You can't get what you want. These are all in the descriptive word list. So everything up to 10, don't do more than 10. You want to take 10 of those words that resonate as true for you, and you put them in here. Now, if you notice in the descriptive word list, there's 5 categories. I'm not good enough. I'm different, don't belong, can't get what I want. Anger, resentment, rage, you don't feel safe. 5 different categories in the descriptive word list. Whatever you highlighted, put in the corresponding category here. And then you put the word down, and you put I'm before it and because after, and you fully write out why you feel that way. So, for example, I'm a loser. Now, it's not reality. It's not a cognitive process. It's what you feel and believe deep down. So you may say, well, I don't lose at everything. I don't always fail. I have succeeded. That's your logical mind saying, hey, here's reality. This isn't true, which is helpful to kind of say, well, I feel I'm not a loser, but I see that in reality, I have succeeded. It's just so that means that feeling isn't true. It's what happened in your childhood that is no longer true now, or it wasn't even true then. It's just a narrative you told yourself, based on what happened to you as a kid. Write out why you feel this way. I'm a loser because if you feel this is true, you write it out. Just forget logic. What do you feel? What resonates is true in here? I'm a loser because I never do anything right. I always fail. And everyone looks down on me. Now, what you then do is you ask why, what, how for as much as you can in here. Well, why do you never do anything right? Well, because I'm incompetent. Now, you may ask yourself, okay, why am I incompetent? And the answer intuitively, the emotional answer, intuitive answer you get is, I don't know. I just am. I just feel incompetent. Okay, you're done. But you want to ask this as much as you can. Why do you always fail? Well, because I'm incompetent. Okay, we already wrote you're incompetent down, so we're not going to write it down again. Everyone looks down. Everyone looks down on me. Well, why? Because I'm pathetic. Why are you pathetic? I don't know. I just am. Okay, you're done. But so you may not know the answer to some of these, but you ask and get as many answers as you can. And you're going to do that for all of these. Once you get to about an eighth of a page, you're done. So, and you want to kind of group similar things together, and they're kind of already grouped. But you may be angry at yourself because I always fail, and it's my fault that I'm so incompetent and don't try hard enough. Okay, so that's kind of connected to number one. It's about failing and incompetent. That's up here. So you can group number 4 with this, So you're going to kind of group things together that all have a common theme, but you don't want to go over an eighth of a page. Once you got that, you have that paragraph, you're then going to listen to the self-hypnosis. You want to put it down, write it down into one cohesive paragraph. You're going to listen to the self-hypnosis on MindChrysalis. After the part where you walk down the stairs, sit in the chair, you're going to pause the recording, open your eyes, and you want what you wrote out just on paper or on your phone, which is right there, and you can see it. Open your eyes, say it out loud. It will connect you to this crappy feeling. Once you feel that crappy feeling, close your eyes, resume the recording, follow the instructions, send it away. That's what the guys are doing who are like, wow, I'm getting lighter, I'm feeling better. I'm getting so much more clarity, but I'm also doing better as well. I'm reclaiming my masculinity. There's more and more. You can read. Go to the video section of MindChrysalis. There's like over 20 in-depth video testimonials. There's some abbreviated 8-minute ones. There's longer versions of those. There's like 20 different people. Listen or just watch the SOS Can Change the World method. It's the whole video is 9 minutes. It has 10 of my clients interviewed. I've seen this work for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, and I've done it for myself. I used to have really bad manic depression, CPTSD. So I fixed it. I used to have anger. I used to have rage. I used to have anxiety over just so much crap. So this stuff works. Now, you may need guidance. Go to the community on MindChrysalis. Ask questions. We'll help you out. If you want like just a big, massive up level, which honestly, I might reach some stuff. I probably will reach some stuff you don't reach on your own because you don't have the expertise I have. You don't have a impartial third person to kind of, look from the third person and kind of see stuff you may not even see and notice. But this will absolutely, if you follow this process correctly, not just short-term, oftentimes, yes, but most especially long-term, permanently, feel better about yourself, feel more confident, have less angry energy, just whatever. You're going to get it out. Evans Claveau. Evans, did you do a session with me? I'm sorry, my man. Your name does sound familiar. Let me type it in the search. But thank you, Evans. Or did you just, let's see here. I'm not sure if you've ever done a one-on-one session with me. Maybe it's you're under a pseudonym. I'm not sure. Yeah, you're welcome. So when you get triggered and your emotions are at the surface, you're now primed to do this process more effectively because you're already feeling the crappy feelings. You can write down and process, and that's what Teresa did. Oh, I found out the exact type of grief I had, wrote it out. You connect to it. That's the first part. The second part is then in hypnosis, we can say, hey, this doesn't serve you. This feeling isn't true. You're no longer this small child. You're now big and strong. So you don't need this anymore. And you send it out of you and send it away. It goes away forever. And that is an actual emotional wound being healed. It is an actual emotional wound that's been lodged in you since childhood. Watch the SOS Can Change the World. In the video section, it's a 9-minute video. You'll hear at least two people saying, I struggle with this for 40 years. I struggle with this for 50 years. And in one session, it was gone forever. This is the way you do it. This is so freaking unbelievably nuclear powered. And feeling the crappy feelings sucks. But you are now connecting to something, so you can now process it. So it is actually, if you go through the rest of this process, it is actually a gift, because now you can permanently uplevel your core, get that out of you forever. And don't only get rid of the bad, that creates space for, we then put good programs in, and it changes everything. Watch the SOS Can Change the World video. One guy, the Laurent Bernoux interview, he says it changed everything, even how food tastes. He used to just wolf down his food because he had so much to do. Now he relaxes, he takes his time, and he savors the food, because he's not in panic mode all the time because of his trauma. His trauma's gone. It's amazing. I felt it. Evans has. Brent has. Non-self-hypnosis. Okay. Yeah, cool, Evans. Yeah, I'll have to learn more sometime. Love to, Evans, sign up on MindChrysalis. Tell your story. I'd love to hear it in the community section. So that's our show for today. I've been talking to marketing guys, and they're like, you got to lead with the pain and, connect to people that way. And I do that some, but I am more results oriented, improvement oriented. I am going to get better and better at marketing, learn more. I came in beginning of this year pretty darn new at least in this context. I had, my old business, I still do a little, quite successful at, but completely different way to market. So I will get better at the marketing. But please understand that this program is already mature and well developed. And why wait? Just don't wait until I get better at marketing, convincing you of it. Do it right now. The best investment you can make is in yourself. This is my Christmas present to you. I wish you guys all the best, because you really can fix this. And when you get triggered, that is actually the best time to then heal that pain. Once you've connected to it, so much easier to heal it. I can't heal people when they can't feel their pain. And some people have a really hard time feeling their pain. And I tell them, live life and get triggered. And then when you get triggered, connect to it, and then do a self-hypnosis audio that night and clear it. And that works for some people who can't connect. You do have to connect to this stuff to clear it. Once you're connected, do it, and you'll be glad you did. And you can clear it, because you really do have, all right, here we go. You really do have more power than you know. Thanks, guys. That's our show.